Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Street Cred podcast, where we have athletes, creators, filmers, and talk about a little bit of everything. And today on the podcast, we have Milo Nicholson, also known as Milo Zivich, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I practiced before, because this is the second time we filmed this podcast. First time was just the first ever Street Creds podcast. It was Milo, Maria, and I. And, well, we did it a little bit too late at night, and we drank a little bit, and then we were
Maybe
like...
a couple too many beers.
Yeah, we were rambling a little. I didn't have the sound correct, but
no
here
film. Yeah.
Yeah, and film is better. Then you can
Yes.
see how Milo's
Right.
fit is absolute gas.
Swagged out.
Swagged out. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Today we are again in the Street 22 studio in Salt Lake, and Milo is actually my neighbor.
Live right down the road.
Yeah. So when did you move to Salt Lake?
This will be my third year here. So I moved here, I guess, 3 years ago.
Okay. Where'd
Yeah.
you move from?
I moved from Washington State, little town called Snohomish, Washington.
Snohomish. Oh, you did mention that you grew up riding Snohomish. That's the
Yeah.
name of the resort, right?
No, that's like my hometown. I grew up riding Stevens Pass and Mission Ridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about those. What it's like growing up there?
It's awesome. It's so sick. Like, everybody underestimates Washington, the skiing there. It's pretty dope. Stevens Pass has like a really awesome park, and Mission Ridge is like a rope tow. So that's really cool. But that was a little bit farther from my house. I'd have to travel kind of far for that one. But
Oh, well, that's cool. Did any other names came out of your hometown?
if you're like a core Vishnu skier, like Simon Knight.
Okay.
He's from like Wenatchee or Leavenworth area, and he's like a really dope skier. Anders Fornelius. He's also
Okay.
from Washington. He grew up in Woodinville, Washington, which is right next to where I grew up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any girls came out of?
Rachel Boysen. She's older, but she was really dope. I'm trying to think of who else. Sophia Zhang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Washington sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I remember applying when I was moving to the state to Crystal Mountain.
Crystal
Washington
Mountain.
is big, so I don't know if that's close.
Yes. Crystal Mountain is like further south. It's like more like Mount Rainier. Cool resort. I haven't skied there very much. I think I've been there like 3 times.
Okay, that's just
Yeah.
like the big resort in your
Mhm.
hometown.
Yeah.
And when did you pull the trigger and be like, oh, okay, now I want to be in Salt Lake and
Yeah.
do the ski thing?
So it's kind of like a funny story. I like told my parents like after I graduated high school, I was like, Mom and Dad, like I want to move to Salt Lake like right now. And they were like, okay, like how are you gonna do that? I was like, I'm gonna like get my own place to live, like I'll pay rent, like I have money, like I can do it. And they were like, no, like don't do that, like that's stupid, like don't do that. And they really talked me out of it. I was pretty bummed about it.
Yeah, it's scary because you were 19 probably at that age.
I think I was like 18, and I was
Okay.
like, Mom, Dad, I want to move to Salt Lake, and they're like, no, don't do it. And so I stayed in Washington for 2 more years, and then I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Like, I kind of got to the point in skiing where I was skiing my local resort, and like there really wasn't anybody else like throwing down, so it was hard to like drive to like try to progress in the sport. And so I was like, I need to go be around people that are way better than me. So
Yeah.
I can,
And
like,
when you ski here in Salt Lake, it's like there's always somebody better
there's
than you.
always like Alex Hall rides Park City, so
Yeah, so I mean, you're with the big dogs, so it's so
Yes.
inspiring.
yeah,
I feel like your style has changed so much in those years.
totally.
How was your style when you first arrived here?
Okay, so like when I first arrived here, I wanted to be Hesh and core. Like everybody here is Hesh and core, and I kind of got caught up in like trying to be like the Hesh guy, like I'll like post on Instagram every like once a month, and you're like Hesh guy and wear like a cool kit and like be dope like Dustbox.
Yes, like, you can't sweat it.
Yeah, you can't be a sweat, and like I kind of got caught up in that, and then this last year I kind of really like found myself more so, and like I stopped caring what anybody else think, and I was just wear bright colors and
wear Simon's mom's outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, this shines so bright for all the older heads like me who are around 26 who grew up watching
right
Simon Dumont and Friends and all of those kids from 2015.
Right.
And we needed that.
Yes.
Thank you for your service to the community.
Thank you. And like that's what I like to watch. Like when I go watch like a ski video, it's like I want to watch something like dope, like some old school like Tom Wallish, instead of like I don't know. I feel like everything now is the same, and I just get bored of it.
There's a lot of similarities.
Yes.
And also, like, living here, it's just a lot of... You're just surrounded by the best people, and you get to know your idols and everything.
Yeah.
So, it's fun to differentiate yourself and then have yourself a new future for your own skiing.
Right, yeah. Totally.
So, what inspired you to bring those outfits? What... Did you just were watching videos and then you're like, let me pull the trigger and buy one and slowly build into it?
So, like, last year, like, on, like, Gaper Day at Park City, I kind of wore, like, the old, like, OG kit and, like, huge pants and, like, big baggy, like, tall tee and, like, old gibberish. And everybody that, like, saw it loved it. They were like, this is so sick. You need to do this, like, more often. And then, like, I kind of took it to heart, and I was just like, yeah, like, I'll just, like, keep doing this because I love it. And I feel like my skiing reflects through it. It's like, it kind of matches my style.
It really does. And then the piece that Forrest did for you, Forrest does Tree Dogs Media.
Tree Dogs.
He did, like, a tall tee with a big dog on it,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
So perfect.
Perfect.
So sick. You've been doing a couple of videos with him lately that have been going pretty hard.
Yeah.
The last one at Woodward, I think you disastered onto... Oh my god.
Like the big disaster.
Yeah, disaster to the downrail, right? Am I...
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, the sound of it. Oh, what a pleasure. Yeah, you guys go check out Milo's Instagram page and look at all those recent clips. It's so sick.
I had like a bunch of people come up to me. They're like, dude, I've been looking at that for a month. Like, I was wondering who was going to do it. I was like, I don't know if I'm just like the stupidest guy to like, just like, be like, yeah, I'll just do it. Or, yeah.
Yeah, I love when they put new features in and then everybody's like, somebody's going to do
it.
Yeah, I love it. The other day they put a big jersey barrier next to the second jump or the third jump at Woody's, and somebody gapped from the jump to the jersey barrier.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned.
Yes.
But I knew somebody was going to do that at some point.
Can I name drop?
I think he can, because...
I think it was Camden Williams. I was there when he did it, and he just smashed into the side of it. It was terrible.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I was there, and then I just saw the person on the ground, and then you don't go crowd up around the person.
Yeah.
So I never knew who it was, but I knew the trick had been done.
Yes.
How is he?
I think he's good now. I think he's good. No broken bones. Like, he's walking, and I saw him the other night. He's seemed good. Maybe not skiing yet, but, like, I think he's good.
Okay. I'm sure one day he'll get redemption on a similar thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it was, like, a classic, like, don't check the landing before you jump, and just, yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where your first try has to be a make.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
Which brings me to one of my questions.
Mm-hmm.
You have done street movies for Tier 1,
yes.
And you're building one right now with Convoy, which is a new
crew. Yes.
Crew. What did you have a crew before Tier 1? Did you have something in Washington or early Salt Lake?
We did have a couple things in Washington. We had like our like original like group of homies. We created like kind of a little crew called the Park Kiddos.
The Park Kiddos?
Yeah.
That was before the core era.
This was before the core era and Instagram took over. And we made a couple videos that were like pretty sweet. I think there's one on YouTube. I think you can find it on Camden Brown's YouTube.
Okay.
Park
Kiddos.
Camden
Brown.
Yeah. It was like a hood edit.
Like Mount Hood?
Yeah, Mount Hood. Yeah,
Love
like
Mount
during
Hood.
the summer. It was pretty dope. Like, it was definitely just like a bunch of little like young gits just getting it.
Yeah. Oh, I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to Hood this year?
We'll see. I would love to go to Hood. Last year was like the first year I didn't go in the past like 7 years, and I was pretty bummed about it.
What happened?
I was just broke. I had no money.
No money because you spend it all on skiing during the season?
Yeah, I was just like trying not to work very much. Which I ended up working a whole bunch, but I was just like dead broke at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming an adult, same as an athlete,
Yes.
absolutely brings you back to reality.
Yep.
Phone bills, car bills, rent.
Everything. Insurance. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's gnarly out there. So every athlete that isn't fully sponsored on a team, like the big names that have a paycheck, you have to respect them so much because they're putting in the work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Right now I'm working 2 jobs and like making it work.
Yeah. What 2 jobs are you doing right now?
I'm a coach at Park City, and then I work at a pizza shop during the week.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that leaves you how many times to ski?
So I get to go skiing for coaching. So I get to ski. So I'm probably skiing like 5 times a week.
Okay.
Or like 4 times a week.
But how many times you ski for you?
For me, usually like 2 times a week.
That's not a lot.
I know it's not very much, but
It's great though to see your progression with only 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And those 2 days are supposed to be rest days as well, meaning that it's your weekends.
Yes.
But you're spending it on hill.
Yeah.
Chucking or like getting inspired.
I feel like working like a job and where you have to work full time just inspires you more and more. You're thinking about skiing the whole time you're working. You're like, oh, like I want to do all these tricks. Like the next time I get to go skiing, it really drives you to like progress on your days off.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. It gets you to also have that muscle memory of just like you tried something and once you come back 5 days later, you're probably going to lend it. That's kind of how it works for a lot of people.
Yes.
But yeah, it makes it hard if you're trying to do a street trip to be working. Have you been able, because you just went to a secret location.
Very secret.
With Convoy.
Yes.
Do you want to name some of the people in Convoy?
George Brown, Ryan Voighton, some of the new homies, Griff, DB, and Louie. Everybody's killing it. Landon as well.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Those are really all the homies.
Those
some
are
names
all
I
the
don't
homies.
know yet in there, but
yeah.
Once I see the movie, or
yes, be on the lookout, Convoy.
Yeah, you have an Instagram page right now.
There is
right?
an Instagram page. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go drop a follow. Convoy. So, how did you manage to take 2 or 3 weeks off to go to Film Street?
I had like just started at my pizza shop job, and I kind of was just like, hey, like I'm sorry, I gotta go do this, and like they're really nice about it, very chill about it, and my coaching job I had to request days off, and
Yes, because that's a bit more serious since there's kids and not that many people who could replace you.
Right, and we kind of ended up staying longer than I thought we were going to, and I kind of just had to like bite the bullet and just be like, sorry guys, like I'm not gonna be there this week, and it all turned out all right. I didn't get fired. I still got both my jobs.
Because it's like, I mean, the skiing coaching, they really do understand. It's just it puts them in a pickle. They're like, ooh, yeah, okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's hard because they know that like their coaches are like athletes as well, and they want to go out and film and.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it will only make you a better coach because you'll have more stories.
Right.
So how did the trip go? Did you guys stay at some family's house, or did you have to sleep in cars? How did you make it work?
So we ended up getting an Airbnb, and when we got there, we actually got like a big discount on the Airbnb because there was like the driveway wasn't shoveled, so we had to shovel the driveway, and they gave us like a free night for shoveling the driveway, which was awesome.
Perfect.
Like,
Anyways, street trip is basically a shoveling trip.
Yes, you're shoveling the whole time. You're pulling bungee, you're like pulling shovels for the drop-in.
You're literally the best Airbnb guest. Like,
yeah.
Which each guest has already a shovel.
Right? We already brought all of our shovels, and like 5 guys like shoveling the driveway. It was perfect. Yeah.
That's silly. So, when you prepared that trip, did you look at spots and did you make sure that you had like your spots, or were you guys sharing spots and whoever did the best trick?
So Ryan Boyden's kind of an insane person when it comes to like looking at spots on Google Maps. He's got it down to a science, and like can like look at any spot and be like, oh yeah, that hasn't been hit, or like he knows exactly what tricks have gone down on it, and like he's like an encyclopedia. It's insane.
Wow, you need a friend like this. That's
yes.
the biggest asset.
Yes. But it's kind of like every night we'd like sit down on the couch and look at all of our spots, and it'd kind of come down to like who wants to hit what, and like what time do we have, and kind of like who didn't ski the day before, and like they're gonna be like first up to hit the next spot the next day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So the team cohesion was very good.
It was very good. We all got along great. No way fought on the trip. It was awesome.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a big flex.
Right? And we didn't really have any spots that like we were all seshing. It was kind of whatever spot that we were going to hit is that person's spot. And it kind of worked out great. It was awesome. Like everybody was getting their spots pretty quick, and I don't think we spent like one day like that I was hitting a spot for a long time. I wasn't able to get the clip. I was bummed.
You didn't get it in the end?
I didn't get the clip, but I think that was the longest amount of time we spent on a spot. And
were you going above what you normally do, and it was like a personal record type of rail?
It was like a long down rail, and the rail actually broke.
Oh, it broke at one point.
While I was trying the trick, yeah, which was a bummer, but it's all good.
Sometimes it chooses for you.
Yeah.
So maybe in the end.
Yep.
Was better. Did anybody get injured in the trip?
Yes. So Landon and George drove out afterwards. They drove out after us, and their first day there, like we went out to go hit a spot, and it was Landon's spot. It was this big like, I think it was a down, flat, down, and he was like eyeing it up. We built the drop in, built the landing, built the lip. It was looking good. He hit it I think he hit it twice, and like just to kind of like check out his bails and like how it was going. And he was like, yeah, like I got this. And the third hit, he like got on the rail and just lost his balance and slipped out and sacked the rail really badly. It was terrible.
It sounds terrible.
It was like his first day on the trip. I just felt so bad. And he was like, somebody should go hit the rail. And like everybody's kind of looking at each other like, I don't really want to hit it after that. And so we were just like, it's Landon's spot.
Yeah. He'll come back in a year or two.
Yeah.
But how was he after that? Did he broke his coccyx? I don't know.
Yes, he broke his tailbone. And he like sliced open his like butt. Sorry, huh? There's no better way to put it, but like, yeah.
Stitches? Okay.
No stitches,
okay.
Luckily, yeah.
Just a sliced butt.
Sliced butt and broken tailbone.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Pretty brutal.
Pretty brutal. That was the only accident in the trip?
That was the only one that was like a gnarly crash that like anybody got really hurt on, which was good. I'm sorry, Landon, that happened, but thankful that nobody else got hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Street trips, there's always something happening. Last one we did got broken arm, 2 fractured heels.
Ooh,
I was the only one who survived. The reason is because I did not try anything.
Yeah.
Because it was my turn at the end and everybody was broken
Everybody's
up.
broken. You're like, I don't know if I want to do anything.
Yeah, they tried to like pull the bungee and she had like one hand. Other person in the film could barely walk, and I was like, guys, like,
It's like not worth it.
It's so not worth it for a small elbow roll.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's just go home and we'll chill.
Where was that at?
We went to Montana,
Yes.
Butte, and Bozeman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's so hard to find NBDs over there, and like no matter what, I don't know. It's just a hard scene. When you're in Salt Lake, you really gotta go far to find some nice NBDs or creative that hasn't been.
Salt Lake and Montana are hard. There's a lot of skiers here and like snowboarders, and it's hard to find spots that like nobody's hit. And
yeah, it's not easy. How did you guys? Cause Tier 1 last year when you released it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it was filmed 2 years ago, right?
Oh, it was last season.
It was last season, and then you got it out in November.
Yes.
That was mostly filmed in Salt Lake.
Yeah, it was like Salt Lake, Park City, and then we took a trip to Montana. And we filmed in Montana for a week.
So how was this trip compared to the one you just did?
So this trip went smoother. This trip felt like a real street trip. We had more people, which just means the spots go up quicker, and it's easier to like get everything done because you can have 2 people on cameras at all times, and like make sure you have the right speed. Like if you need shovel pulls, there's always somebody to shovel pull, and
Definitely.
you have like a bunch of fans like at the spot. So when you land the spot, everybody's like, "Yo!" and like comes and gives you a hug. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And the homies is what makes you go harder.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do for the Tier 1 movie called This Is Fun. Should check it out.
Yes.
When it's here in your own cities, there's so much of, okay, we should go right now, and then you're like in your house and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, like it's kind of gross out. I don't know.
Yeah, and the time frame to go out in Salt Lake is so short.
It's short because like it can snow in the morning and you'll have like 8 inches of snow, and then by like 6 in the afternoon, it's like melted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, super small window.
Yeah.
But anyway, you made it work. Congratulations on that.
You made it work.
That is sick. Which, how do you envision yourself going with skiing? Because right now you are 23-year-old. Am I right? 22?
22 years old, yes.
So it's kind of you still got so many years in front of you, but it's some of these years where you're like, you have to figure stuff out.
Yeah, it's totally difficult. It's hard. It's like I kind of like I've come to the realization in skiing, like I know like I'm not gonna make money off of it, and like I know that like I probably won't make like a career out of it. Like some of the OGs, like they're able to like make an entire career out of it, but I just love it so much that like I'm gonna keep doing it and trying to make cool content and something that people will remember, and that's all that matters to me.
That's what counts, because it's a whole lifestyle,
right? Totally.
If you quit skiing at any point, then it's like your whole life and your whole everyday and motivations are so tossed around. So I think once you say you won't make money in skiing, I think you will. And my thought process behind that is there's no way you're not gonna find either a job in the ski industry or you might actually make money from social media as well, from movies. I think what's coming for you is very exciting. And
I'm very excited.
And you'll be part of a new generation probably, because every 5 years the way athletes gets money changed.
Right.
Before it was sponsorship through companies.
Yes.
Now it's still this, but Instagram and paid collaboration pays way more. So now we're entering a new era, and it's like, what is it gonna be?
What's it gonna be? Monster Energy.
Monster Energy.
Hit us up.
Which, if Monster is listening, we're trying to get Monster Tour Water to sponsor the podcast. Just so you know. Yeah. They were good. They're on their wave right now to sponsor a lot of athletes with water instead of energy drink, and I think that's awesome, because we all know most of you guys don't drink the Red Bull just before dropping on your run.
Yes.
So yeah, the water is actually really good.
Get the can with the logo the water.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Get Milo on that. Get Milo on the team. So what are you gonna do next year? Are you gonna stay in the house right here, still work the jobs and everything?
I'm hoping to like be able to go make enough money this summer, either working in Washington, like welding, or go up to Alaska and fish all summer.
Wow.
And then hopefully not have to work at all next year and just ski full time and film and make something dope.
You should 100% do that. That sounds like amazing.
Right.
So you're a welder?
Yeah. I learned how to weld in high school, and there might be some cool things coming up with that. I don't want to spoil anything, but could be some cool things.
Give us one hint. Are you gonna make?
Maybe possibly something with Vishnu.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Oh, this is cool. Okay.
It's not for real. It's not like 100%, but like we'll see.
No, but saying it out loud makes it a little bit more real. So then
maybe we'll put that into the universe.
Just put it out there. Which we'll have Emmett at some point on the podcast. He was supposed to be the first person on the podcast. However, he deserves to have it super dialed. So I was like, let's wait till we get it dialed. And see, episode 3 is already better than...
Yeah.
It just gets better.
It just gets better and better.
Yeah, it's just getting good, as Aski would say.
It's just getting good.
Yeah. So, fishing in Alaska. Mm-hmm. I feel like other skiers do that as well. What's up with this opportunity? Where do people go up there to do that?
Well, I think it's like it's a rough summer. Like I don't think it's very fun. Like you're definitely working like a lot of hours and like it's kind of miserable, but like I think you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time and then be able to live off of that over the winter. Like enough to be like somewhat comfortable over the winter.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you have to have, I'm sure, like fishing certification, or you just need to prove that you can fish and catch big fish?
I think like you just have to be able to get on a boat and not like screw everything up. And you just have to be able to be like, when somebody asks you to do something, be like, yeah, okay, I got it. Like,
I got it. That. Damn, you got it. I think you should do both.
Right? Just do both.
Yeah. Weld and fish. Wait, that sounds like a great summer.
Yeah, so I did that last year. I welded all summer in Washington and turned out all right. Like, I was definitely able to make some money, but not as much as I thought I would. So definitely having to work this winter, which is all right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But if you don't work next winter, you might pop off in the street, pop off on cliffs.
I would love to travel all winter and maybe go out of the country. Canada, Europe. I want to ski everything. I want to go to Chile and ski.
Yes. Chile is so much fun. Yeah. Saying from a girl who hasn't been. I'm just saying. Never been. But my friends just went for the early season around October, November. They said there's no bullshit, but sometimes it just is like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like so sick. The culture is so different and it's so welcoming, and you go with families, you share big meals, so it's so nice to see the whole all around of the lifestyle, because the lifestyle is what keeps you into skiing. So this will just bring a new inspiration of a full rounded skiing life.
Plus, like the food, I just want to travel places, go eat the food, and then go ski afterwards.
Exactly. Is Chile on Icon?
Yeah. Also, Icon, hook me up.
You only have Epic because of PC.
It's not even an Epic. It's just like a local pass.
Oh.
So I can only ski like Park City through my pass.
You don't ski Brighton in the winter?
When I first moved out here, I skied Brighton a lot. I bought a Brighton pass, and it was really fun. But I feel like the past 2 years, it's such a hassle to go to Brighton.
Yes.
It's like you have to deal with like trying to find a parking spot and like driving up the canyon. There's always traffic and
the reservations. Hot take: the park is not that crazy anymore.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, kind of sad.
And like I kind of want to hit big jumps and.
Yeah.
And Park City's so easy. You just like pull up and you're there.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Park City sometimes is kind of a contest scene, meaning like everybody's kind of looking at each other? What are people gonna do? Do you feel like it's a real mountain vibe?
I think so a little bit. Like I think it's definitely competitive for sure. Like people are like, oh, like somebody's throwing this on the jump. Like I better do something better. Which is like, I think it's great because it really pushes you to like push yourself in your skiing. You're like, oh, I gotta be like able to hang with these big dogs. And you can totally see that, especially like through coaching. You can see all the kids are like, oh, I'm trying to be one of the big dogs.
Yes, the kids will voice it.
Yes, and they'll tell you and they'll make it very apparent. They're like, I'm the shit.
I know.
Yes.
Some of them got us to do a slush game last year.
Ooh,
they were screaming at me and Hank and it was like, do a slush game. And we did, and it was so much fun. I was like, thank you, kids. Like, we needed that.
Yeah.
When Henken used to ski every day, I miss her so much. We'll see what holds the next years. Yeah. I feel like once you hit the 26-year-old, it's like a big year for most of the skiers.
Yeah.
Where
it's either like, are you gonna commit to like continuing skiing, or are you gonna go live real life?
Exactly. Like for me, I just started doing podcasts at 26 and doing straight rails very fast.
Yes.
So that's my area of things. I got so much shit this year. Like people were like, "You used to be so good." I was like, "Oh, is that a compliment?" Fuck off.
Like, I'm still doing the thing.
Yeah, I'm out here. It's fine.
That's so funny.
Oh, but yeah. Anyways, I'm just happy we're all here giggling and having fun, and we have a lot of friends upstairs today. Sizzla, Big Air Aaron, Jack, or Jake. I just met him. Apologies. And Steven from Canada. So they had some questions for Milo. So I think we should go see them and see what kind of questions. Because before Milo came, they told me some questions. They were like, so what makes you the most core? And I was like, I want to see.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I got a good answer.
Yeah? What makes you the most core?
In my opinion, what makes you the most core is, I'm sure I'll probably get some grief for this. Like, I think what makes you the most core is if you're having fun and like being your true and genuine self. I think that's all that matters. And like, I think that skiing is like, at least for me, like you can show yourself through whatever you're doing in life, but like for me right now, it's like my life is skiing, and I think how you ski and like is the biggest form of self-expression, if that makes sense.
It does.
And it's like, why would you try to like copy some, like not so much copy somebody, but like why would you try to like fit in with like all the trends, and like when it's such an individual like sport? It's like, be yourself and just like have as much fun as possible.
Let's go up there and see what these great people have to say.
Have you guys
logo is? I don't even remember.
Welcome to the part 2 of the podcast. We are here with all of the friends, and we're gonna just ask questions to Milo. Everything is acceptable as long as it's kind, you know. So let's see it. I want to hear a question from Sizzla.
Can I hear a hot take on modern day skiing? Do you have any hot takes?
I got a lot of hot takes. I don't know how much the world wants to know, but
can we hear one that's like pretty out there that people might
out there?
Get angered by, let's say.
Everybody and their mom rides Capiche. I'm really over it.
Okay.
That's my hot take.
I like that.
I think Capiche is dope, but it's just everybody is rocking it for a reason, because it's dope. But
could be a little widespread
yeah.
in modern days. No helps being close enough.
I want to hear about the obsession of buying OG clothing. And what's the most expensive piece of gear you've ever bought? On the OG clothing area.
Yeah, that's a good one. I definitely have an obsession with buying like OG gear, and it's the skiing that I like to watch. Like if I'm gonna sit down and watch like a ski video, it's gonna be like old Tom Wallish or like Amet.
Dolly.
Yeah, and the most expensive piece I bought like the Dumont jacket, the red and white one.
Oh.
I bought it for like $250 and like a case of beer.
Cheating.
Yeah.
And a case of beer. To who did you buy the jacket?
I bought it from Austin, Butt Turtle.
Okay.
I actually bought two of them. I bought one from him, which was the XL, and then I bought a medium off some dude on Facebook Marketplace for like $60.
What size better?
The XL for sure. Yeah, but I was able to resell the medium one for like $300, so that was awesome. Yeah.
I heard you mention Tom Wallish. What's your favorite Tom Wallish segment of all time?
Favorite Tom Wallish segment. My favorite Tom Wallish segment is probably his Get Lucky segment. It's very like OG, like young Tom Wallish, and he's just like the GOAT. And it's like before anybody knew that he was the GOAT, it was just so raw. And the song is really sick, and I can't find the song anywhere.
Respect.
Yeah.
What's the most nerdy thing you know about skiing?
The most nerdy thing I know about skiing?
Like yeah.
I don't know, bro.
What's your like ski fact that you know that you're like, this is the biggest ski fact I know?
The biggest ski fact I know, maybe just like old like ski trivia, or like probably like all like the Vishnu top sheets from like the past 10 years.
Where do you want to take your skiing in the next year or two? What's the next thing?
I'd love to go to Super Unknown. That's been a dream since I was a kid. That's like the next thing. I'd love to do that and get to be a part of that. I don't know. I just want to make like cool shit for people to watch, and like that make something that people are gonna remember. I don't know. That's a hard one too. It's just have fun and love doing it.
Keep the lifestyle going.
Yeah.
I think you'll make it to Super Unknown.
Did you submit one?
Not yet. Working on it.
Working on it.
I have until next Friday, so.
Yeah, you have one of your competitor right in front of you.
I was working on my Super Unknown right here.
Oh, right on, yo.
Yeah, Jake's gonna win that shit. We should all
Captain
just
Cat.
Oh.
Captain.
Super Unknown finalist snowboard style, baby.
Let's go.
Can we get a question from a snowboarder, actually?
Let's do this.
What's
your personal record on split smoke in a day?
You don't want to ask that question to Sizzla.
Somebody in this room was talking shit on my split ratio.
Well, it's pretty sig heavy, and I get told mine are sig heavy, so you know.
I
Yeah.
like yours then. I'm a definitely sick
Yeah.
Well, we are so happy to. I can't believe we're going to end on this.
Yeah. On the split ratio.
That's because of the snowboarder. It's fine. But we're so happy to have you here, Milo. We should have you back next year and see
Yeah.
everything that has gone through.
That'd be awesome.
Post Super Unknown W.
Yeah.
That was like second place due to him being first.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this is a wrap for episode 3 with Milo Nicholson. Where can we find you?
Milosevic on Instagram, and I have a YouTube channel too. It's just on my Instagram as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No
And
TikTok?
No TikTok. No.
Be real.
Yeah. No TikTok.
Thanks, Trump.
OnlyFans.
No OnlyFans.
What?
That's the next season thing.
Okay.
After I win Super Unknown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely not gonna happen, but
Awesome. Well, next thing for Street 22, we have Street 22 Madness going on in March,
Yep.
where head-to-head skiers, snowboarders, and skateboarders. So
Yes.
let's see it, and we'll see you guys for episode 4.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
That's your dream turn right there.
Cheers.
That's true, guys. Wow, that was so professional.
There we go.
Wait. Yay!
It was looking sick too.
Why is it not recording?
What is
Nice.
Look at it. Eddie goes again. Look. Is this the first time?
The last part might be a little fried,
No, it's
But it's kind of fun because you will see like the fires.
Oh my god.
But yeah.